Hello, and welcome to Paranormal Saturday. Welcome
to the paranormal, to the paranormal, to the paranormal, to the paranormal.
You may enter at your own discretion. You may enter at your own discretion.
Hello. So glad you could join us today on Paranormal Saturday, here within the Paranormal Mansion. Paranormal Saturday is a parashow like no other, folks. For here, we do dabble a bit in theatrics, as well as satire, skits, and whatever else will help highlight certain themes and drive home the point. Also, folks, I don't host this show alone, for I also happen to have two fictional made-up co-hosts who go by the names of Mr. Small Pint and Mr. Big Stuff. They both provide a bit of comic relief and balance to the show when needed.
Boss, am I funny to you?
Shut up, Twinkle Toes. Anyways, with that being said, please do have a seat and buckle up. For as usual, you're in for one heck of a ride as we explore the paranormal. So let's do this. Welcome all to Paranormal Saturday. Welcome all to Mansion.
Boss, am I funny to you?
Good grief.
Good dog it, Mom. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another edition of the one and only
Wacky
Paranormal Saturday. And thank you for joining me and my made-up imaginary crew, Mr. Small Pint and sometimes Mr. Big Stuff. Anyhow, folks, as I wrestled with what do I want to talk about during this episode of Paranormal Saturday, I recently watched a movie titled Vivarium, and it was directed by Lorcan Finnegan.
Boss, did you pronounce any of that right?
Look at him, man. Don't need you be trying to correct me on my pronunciations. You're autistic as it is. You got twinkle toes. Don't be trying to, you just hush. Anyways, like I said, his name is Lorcan Finnegan, Gilligan, Milligan. Who cares, man? God, dog, man. Why you gotta interrupt me? Anyways, folks, as I was reading some of the reviews of Vivarium, and I think the movie came out in 2020, but then other places it says it came out in 2019, so go figure, you know?
Boss, maybe it has to do with daylight savings time.
Well, Small Pint, I hardly doubt daylight saving times is a whole day or a whole year, okay? Usually it's like an hour. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? And not like a leap year or something. So I don't know why some places says it came out in 2019. Other places said 2020. No matter. But the reason why I've decided to do this review is because Vivarium is the first movie in a long time that has really forced me to kind of do some deep, reflective thought. Now, I guess it's supposed to be a scary movie / horror / I don't know what else to call it, mystery. You know, to me the movie unravels more like a puzzle, and therefore a lot of the reviews were mixed. If you have a very simple mind, I doubt you'll like this movie. But if you're more of a deep thinker, you know, maybe a book reader, maybe a chess player, you know, a Twilight Zone lover, then maybe this movie is kind of down your alley. Now, look, before I go forward, if you haven't seen the movie yet, you may not want to listen to every little detail I'm explain here. But if you have or never plan on seeing it, then listen on. Because here's the thing, Vivarium kind of plays out like, I don't know, I'd have to say the Truman Show, maybe the Groundhog Day. In other words, it kind of has a reoccurring pattern to the flow of the film. Or the plot, I guess you could say the plot. Not in the sense that time stops, but rather more like the Truman Show, where this couple ends up trapped in kind of a, I don't know, time freeze, maybe? Another dimension, a dimension that won't allow them to leave until their purpose is concluded. And I guess what's done to this couple in this movie is kind of what we do to pets or animals. You know, imagine you go to the store, you buy a gerbil or two gerbils, you know, and we think we're going to build them the perfect environment or habitat. You know, remember like when we were kids, you had those gerbil cages with all the tubes and the running wheel and the bark on the bottom, you know. In other words, we're trying to guess at what the perfect environment of a gerbil would be. Well, now imagine if an entity or an alien or, I don't know, a demon, whatever, did the same thing with our own lives. You know, say if they studied us for years and years, so they figure, well, I know the perfect environment that Mary or Ted would like to live in. So this alien or ghost or whatever builds this fantastically large community kind of based on an optimal environment it thinks will help you to thrive and feel at home and comfortable. And that's kind of the layout of this movie, folks. This couple is led into this artificially built environment that the aliens obviously figured, well,
You know, we've studied mankind for so long, and this would be the perfect ideal community, you know.
everything looks alike. It almost looks like cardboard. Everything looks like it's almost constructed out of cardboard. Even the clouds in the sky look like cotton, you know, and I think that's done deliberately just to kind of drive home the point that obviously this environment was not created by man. Because although the aliens think they know man, they're not man. And so they just kind of construct an artificial environment. Almost like a stage prop or something. I guess they kind of took a stab and a guess at the perfect environment it would envision us wanting to live in if indeed it could build a giant community-sized cage. And that's basically where this couple is trapped in. They're trapped in like a gigantic community-sized cage. And then on top of all that, they've been tasked with raising like a demonic child or like the offspring of the aliens. You know what I'm saying? In other words, like the cuckoo bird, like in the movie, how it starts out. You know how the cuckoo bird will lay its egg in a different bird's nest, and then when the egg hatches, the cuckoo baby pushes all the other eggs out, and then the mother feeds the cuckoo bird, not realizing it's not its own, like a parasite. And that's kind of, so this alien kid is dropped in on this couple here, and it's the same thing. They're kind of forced. They're told, okay, the only way you're going to leave here is if you raise this baby that looks like a human. So they're stuck with this bratty, kid or alien, and throughout the movie, this alien, it stares at them a lot. I don't know, it's just a weird alien kid, I guess. I don't know. But there's nothing they can do about it because they've been told, well, if we want to leave, we have to take care of this kid. Not only that, but the kid grows at the same speed of a dog. It has the same metabolism as a dog, So the kid reaches full adulthood before the movie even ends. But I guess what I found to be really haunting about this movie, ladies and gentlemen, is just kind of the reoccurring theme, this kind of perfect paradise that this couple is dropped into, which actually turns into a nightmare. And I think how much a movie affects us depends on how much we can relate our own personal life or circumstances to that particular movie. And there are certain elements of my own life that are very circular, that sometimes I feel trapped by my own habits, maybe trapped economically, whatever the reason may be, but some of us just feel trapped in that indeed we too are living in a kind of a loop, a circle, that from the outside it may look good, it may look ideal, but from the inside, just like that couple in the movie Vivarium, a lot of us are feeling very trapped, and it's like we cannot escape. And to me, that's where I could relate to this movie. I mean, even down to the kid that they were forced to raise. I don't have a kid, but look at here, small pint. I gotta take care of this wacky-dacky soul. You know what I'm saying? Twinkle-toed, autistic, 21-year-old wonder.
Hello, boss, did you call me?
Good grief.
But anyways, folks, I just see a lot of parallels between the movie Vivarium and sometimes my own life. And not just my life, but other people's lives too. A lot of us get trapped in this kind of pretentious world of nothingness that we're kind of told is the ideal life we all want to end up having, when in fact it can become a very nightmarish existence, especially once we realize escape is near impossible. And yes, this movie Vivarium has other interesting twists to it, but I'm not going to go into details about it in case some of y'all might want to see it. But
Boss, after your reveal, I don't think anyone want to watch it now.
Man, small pint, quit being such a cuckoo bird.
Golly.
Now, if you're expecting a lot of blood and gore and guts, then you may be disappointed. But one thing about me and others, what we realize is that horror doesn't always come with blood and guts and violence. Sometimes horror, the worst type of horror, can come in the form of psychology.
So, boss, are you saying that my psychologist is a monster?
No, small pint, that's not what I meant. I meant that sometimes our worst nightmares are conjured up within our own minds, okay? Everything originates from the mind. And an example of this, audience, small pint, Mr. Big Stuff, is this. Jason, on Friday the 13th, he doesn't really use psychology or psychiatry. He uses an axe and goddamn bullwhip and freaking hammer over your head.
Okay.
There's nothing psychological about Jason's methods.
All right.
But this movie here, Vivarium, it's very psychological because it plays with the concept of happiness. It turns what we normally would consider happy or happiness into a
nightmare.
And to me, there's just something really creepy about being led into an ideal place that you think it's heaven, but it turns out to be hell. And it's kind of like I'm weary of people that what they call NDEs, near-death experience, and they always say the same thing. Oh, I saw a tunnel of light. At the end of this light, I saw images, and everyone swears up and down they saw Jesus. How you know it wasn't Muhammad? Huh? How do you know it wasn't freaking Osama bin Laden? But it was Jesus, and he was waiting for me, and my family was at the edge of the tunnel. Oh, you don't know what them people were, Moho.
Okay.
You got no clue what...
You know what I'm saying?
But before they can actually find out who these people are or whatever, then they always end up getting sucked back into the surgery room on that one soap opera. What that soap opera called, man?
Oh, that would be General Hospital.
Yeah, you would know that, you twinkle-toed autistic one. You would know that. But regardless of which hospital you wake up in, all I'm saying is, if I could write a movie, folks, ladies and gentlemen, I would write a movie about that. What happens when you actually do cross over and the umbilical cord, don't be trying to correct me, small pint, okay? I can't pronounce words today. And the umbilical cord is actually severed. Then what? Then what do all those nice people at the end of the tunnel, what do they turn into now that they actually have you? You see how that has a scary premise to it. Yeah, of course they're going to be nice while they know you're still alive. They're going to wave at you. Hey, how you doing? Come, I'm your aunt, I'm your dad, I'm this or that. Maybe y'all didn't even get along in life, but yet they're waiting for you on the other side. But inevitably what happens is these people in these near-death experiences, they get yanked back, so they never know. They don't know if that was Jesus or the devil.
Buzz, why would you say such a horrible, scary thing?
I'm just being realistic, small pint, that's all. I know you got an autistic brain and twinkle toes and everything, but look, man, it's Paranormal Saturday, and so I have to be honest about things. We don't know who's waiting for us on the other side.
Buzz?
What? What?
Do you think God is autistic?
Watch how you step, small pint. Watch how you step and may get struck by lightning.
Okay.
I highly doubt God, the creator, is autistic. Then again, maybe he is because he, created spiders and crickets and all kind of other weird-looking life forms, and they put us all on the same planet together. I don't know.
Buzz?
What?
Are you jealous of George Norrie on Coast to Coast?
Ladies and gentlemen, Small Pint's autism is spilling all up into the floor and everything. I need a mop. This happens every now and then. They start asking me questions that aren't relevant to anything.
Buzz, are you jealous of George Norrie, the host of Coast to Coast?
Now, Small Pint, why would I be jealous of that dude, huh? What does he have that I don't have?
Well, for one, they're rich. And for two, they've got the most popular paranormal show in the planet.
Good God, let me count down from 3.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Calm, remain calm. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to George Norrie. That man don't got nothing on me. Shoot. He just had a head start, that's all. George Norrie. Anyways, folks, sometimes I think Small Pint's my Vivarium. Okay, they're my repeat. They're like in my head, stuck in my head or something in the studio here, and they won't go away. They won't leave me alone. So I think Mr. Small Pint, a twinkle-toed 21-year-old wonder, I think they're my Vivarium.
And just one more question, Buzz.
What?
Am I fat?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, boy. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to begin to wrap this show up right now. But again, what I found... Are you fat, man? Shoot. Skinny as a pipe. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this show up now, Paranormal Saturday, and thank you for joining us today. Mr. Big Stuff wasn't able to join us. But again, the biggest thing I take away from this movie, Vivarium, is that, hang on, folks, now you got fighter jets flying.